G'day everybody, welcome back to Mother's Ruin again. Today, early morning water run. We had a bit of rain Monday night, but not enough to keep us going for a week. So, come out today to start prepping the first tree patch at the southern end of the block. To do that, I've got to rip the line, hoe the line, put the irrigation in, and then plant. The first part of that is to take the tractor with the ripper on it from that end of the block to that end of the block. So we'll go for a walk, we'll grab that. The dog and I are out. It's a beautiful day. It's 25 degrees, which I think is 80 odd Fahrenheit. Doesn't matter, the sky's blue, water's rolling, and it's nice to have you here. So we'll go for a walk. So this is the southernmost patch of trees we're going to plant. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. We're about 50 metres long, 150 feet. My job today is to get the tractor down here so I can rip these lines, and also just to try and drive a tractor road up and around, have a turnaround so I can put that water jug somewhere up in here and run the sub main down this edge. So the dog and I, we're going to go for a big walk. The tractor's, I measured it, 1.25 miles that way. So we'll hook in. Come on, Bullfed, let's go for a wander. A couple of big branches down along the way I'll show you that I found, and hopefully no slippery snakes. So see you shortly. So I've still got a few fence trees to clear out. The majority of this paddock, so the car's back there, this patch, so there's a patch there, there's a patch here up to about where my finger is. This is all next year's clearing. I've cut a track up to where the water tanks are going to be at the top, but all these little sucker trees need to come out. I've got a big rock just here that I'm not going to move. I'm going to leave this tree stump here, and then I've got to cut these suckers out, but I'm not doing it during snake season. I'm not that brave, but you could probably get in there today. You'd probably only find 1 or 2, and you'd probably only run like I would. So anyway, just keep wandering along. This is one of my challenges with the grass. In all this grass. Oi! Oi! Come on! Back inside the fence. Oh, careful, Bullfed. One of my challenges with all this grass is these little patches of rocks. Now, whether they were put here because I'm standing in the bottom of the waterway, or whether they're just natural, they don't agree with my slasher. So, grater blade first, and then slasher. You can see here, buried in the grass, there they are there. So, this is what it is. Just got to be a bit careful. Like I said, and this is, so next year's clearing, and this little patch here. I'm going to try and hook into this one shortly because there's not many trees in it, and there's some opportunity there to get in front, a bit like the dog, just to get in front. This tree will stay on the fence line, it's far enough away, but the one next to it, these little ones next to the dog, they'll come out because they're right on the fence line. So in this section here, I have a massive big rock garden and about 1 million flies. But there's 3 trees, 1, 2, 3, that define this space. And as you can see, either, well, I'm assuming you can see, either through a lightning strike or the wind, this tree's lost a big part of itself. Not going to take the tree out. It looks like wind more than lightning. But I've got a massive big rock garden in here. So I'm not going to even attempt to clear this out. And yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. But this is where I need another road. So come on, dog, hurry up. It's also a million prickles. So I've got a big rock problem through this section. I've got the corner post to the block is just up here. In fact, we might walk around there, I'll show you. Alright, apologies for the wind. So this is the corner post. The road's 150 feet that way, and my block goes all the way up into that hill and all the way up into that hill, but that's my neighbour's rock. So we've got quite a little thin piece in here, but I've got a watering point there, I've got a rock garden down here, and I'm going to try and put a road through the gap in these two trees here, through the dog, to the left of that rock, and back down towards that tree. I've got a bulldozer coming, it's on his job list. But there's a tree patch just in here. So that's how skinny the block gets. This is the thinnest point of the block, and I did have a kangaroo trail to walk back through here somewhere. But that's why I need a road. I need a road because there's too many rocks on the bottom section. And I'd like to get the road up off the fence line if I can. Just going to stop in the shade, pull a few prickles. Oh, flies, go away. Anyway, alright, so that's the southern half of the block. This is the midsection. It will disappear back down onto the fence line. So while I've got the ripper on the back of the tractor, I'm going to rip this paddock as well. So there's another watering line to come in here. So that's where the tank will be. I've got a nice turnaround for the car. And the sub main will run down the hill and then down the length. I may have to put 2 IBCs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 rows here, which might be too much for one sub main. So I might have to get a second sub main on the go and a second IBC. Not going to touch this part of the block. I'm going to try and carbon contract this bit. Can't do anything with it. Don't want to take the trees out. And it's too nice a spot. It's beautiful up here in the shade. That's why I'm going to walk in the sun some more. I slashed this 9 days ago, and it's already starting to grow back, which is good. It just looks a bit tidier, but the tractor's still 3/4 of a mile that way. And here's the northern part of the block. So I've got a fence to fix from an incident with a slasher earlier in the year. Haven't done that yet. Wait till it dries out some more. And then this piece is next year's planting. Gonna finish that patch shortly, this week, next week. And the one above it the week after. So, but we found the tractor. We'll drive it back down the other end, put the turnaround in, and then we'll head back to town for another load of water and get away from the flies for a while. Ready for a run, dog? I don't think there's space for you on the tractor. doesn't look happy. Okay, so we found this poor little bugger caught in the fence, and now I've just got to get my dog to come away from him. Oi, no, no. So we're going to leave him there. We're going to take the dog with us. Come on. Oi, Chico. Oi, Chico. You're not eating the kangaroo, okay? Okay, so I've run into a geometry problem. I can't get the ripper to go deep enough, and I hit a big rock and popped a fixed off the joint. So I'm going to stop there and have a little think. I do have a longer top link, and I think I've got a spare to put back on. But we started. Patch number 5 is on the go. It's very, very rocky. I'll find the rock I just found. Initially I was going to rotary hoe this whole patch. Then we thought we'd try and rip a line and just plant the ripper line. That would be great if I could get the ripper line to go deep enough. It's not, so I need to solve that problem. But I'm going to have to bring the loader down to pick this rock up, which is significant size. So it's a bit frustrating, but that's farming. gets underway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming for a walk. The dog's had enough. I've got to go check on the kangaroo and make sure it's moved on. If it hasn't moved on, well, I might have to move it on. See you next time.